The Ayer cut truck pulled up on Warner Brothers. And shout out to Just Ben, who I believe he was the one who organized the truck. And what more? Oh yeah, and Mrs. Ayer, shout out to Hannah Ayer, also blown away of how us real people, not bots, not shills, actual average Joe Schmoes support this. This is what more proof do you need? We are the ones promoting this. And like we said earlier, like, listen, if WBD doesn't want to promote the Ayer cut, don't. We'll fucking promote it.
100%.
Again, we will promote it. David Ayer, if you're listening, open invitation to come into the Lethal Geeks and promote the release, the Ayer cut, if it comes out or when it comes out. And I'm sure the Bat Channel would love to have you as well, because if we did this for Zach, we will gladly do it for you also, David Ayer. Let me say that one more time so it's documented in this stream. David Ayer, open invitation to come to the Lethal Geeks podcast and the Bat Channel to come and promote the release of your cut when it comes out. Open invitation. You just reach out to us and
we'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't even have to just say, hey, this is David Ayer or his representatives. Like, done. It's already done. Just tweet us out and it's done. Now, this is our friend the Bat Flick who shared this thing.
There's a whole lot that we say for suicide side. So absolutely would love to. Absolutely, why not?
Expecting a different result.
Can you imagine how annoyed all the ELT members of Warner Brothers must have been? And James,
come again? I'm sorry.
Could you imagine how irritated they must have been? You know, walking out to get coffee, lunch, and they just see that big ass truck, just like
that was the whole point.
That was the whole fucking point. Yeah, it's the way to do it. Put it in their faces, but I just can't imagine that they're like, seriously, like, what the hell?
Didn't we launch Creature Commandos this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we outtrended Creature Commandos, mind you. We outtrended it.
But the thing is, too, is it goes back to what Phil said. Real people are invested in this. Real people want to see this. You know, you don't get trucks in front of your studios from bot accounts. That's not how this works.
I actually contribute for this campaign. I actually donated so Just Ben, shout out to you if you're watching, could organize this truck and put it into their fucking face. So I also am one of the ones that pledged for this because, yeah, enough is enough. It's time to fucking start fighting fire with fire and shove it into their faces.
Oh, man, that's
awesome.
awesome.
And we proved a fucking point. We proved a fucking point just with Creature Commando. I just showed you the tweets right there. We outtrended Creature Commandos. And maybe we outtrended for even more because that was one screenshot. It wasn't the actual tally.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we
Oh, of course we did, bro. Like I said, you get to take a look at the numbers just of what James Gunn is promoting. And he's getting no traction at all right now.
Look at it. It's a bot truck.
A bot truck. But that's what I was getting at, is that we are real fans. We are spending our hard-earned dollar on what we want to see. You know, we are invested in this universe. We want to see the completed vision. You know, that's what this comes down to. We want to see the completed vision. You can't sell us on half a story. You know, you gave us Zack Snyder's Justice League. You got to complete it now. You got to complete the story. We need this. We need the Batfleck movie. We need ZSJL 2, and we need ZSJL 3. And we are not going to shut up until we get those films.
And we're not saying stop what you're doing.
No, do what you're doing, but you have the opportunity to do it Elseworlds. Do it Elseworlds. Wrap this up so that we can get the closure that we need so that we can move on to your universe. That's why I can't invest myself into a new universe if you guys are going to pull the rug out from us again. You got to give us you got to give us something so that we know you're not going to do that. What better way to do that than by finishing our story, finishing what the fans have been asking for years now.
Amen. Hey, your take.
I mean, you guys pretty much said it. I was kind of, as you guys were talking about it, and when you said finish the story, it kind of just popped up in my head. And Corey knows where I'm going with this. Imagine like WWE hit its all-time biggest numbers because they did something very simple. They gave the fans what they wanted, and what that was the whole hashtag finish the story.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Imagine if WWE decided to handle it like Warner Brothers decided and just said, no, we're going to do The Rock versus Roman fight.
Oh,
Cody's story is finished.
There would have been riots in the ring, bro. There would have been riots in the ring.
And you know what? AEW probably would be the competition that defeats WWE. But they gave the people what they want. They finished the story. And now look at WWE. They're making all this shit ton of money. And it's funny like that because you kind of go, well, Trey, that's two different things.
It's not. It's entertainment. Exactly. Yeah. It's entertainment. And it goes to show that people will spend their money on what they believe in, what they love.
Yeah.
So go ahead, finish your point, Trey.
It was just, coming to it as, that finishing the story, giving people the chance to transition, right, to a new era of that style of storytelling. Here, they, like you said, they just pulled out of the rug. They just said, oh, that's it. Oh, we're going to tease you with Black Adam. Just kidding. Oh, by the way, Peacemaker is also going to do this really shitty cameo. But according to James Gunn, that never happened anymore. But yet Peacemaker season 1 is still canon. Like,
except for that one scene. Like, how does that make sense? Like, how are you supposed to introduce a new audience to this? Let's say you're brand new to Peacemaker. You want to have you want to experience that show. You want to experience DC for the very first time. You say, okay, I'm going to tune into Peacemaker because I can watch it on HBO Max. If that's your first introduction to this world, and you see the Justice League show up, and then all of a sudden you start watching season 2, and it's like, they never acknowledge it. They pretend like it doesn't happen, whatever. It's like, you're not, how are you drawing in your audience? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. It does not make any sense to me. James Gunn's whole method here of just picking and choosing what he wants to be canon and what he doesn't want, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, man.
Yeah. I can't imagine how embarrassed the execs had to be this day that they see this truck roll up and like just that pit of your stomach of like, oh, we probably fucked up, and yeah, you fucked up.
Not only that, the shareholders. Mm-hmm. I showed you the chart. I showed you the stock market. Mm-hmm. That shit didn't go up. It just it went like 20 cents. That's it. 20 cents is nothing.
Sadly,
nothing.
I think Warner Brothers has done enough IP damage to the DC brand that it's going to take a while for it to be fixed. I think there's a fast track way to get it fixed and start producing money for them called the Snyderverse. But,
it's so true, man. It's like all you got to do is ignore everything except for what Zach did. It's Man of Steel, BDS, ZSJL. Continue the story from there. Nobody else needs to pay attention to fucking anything else. That's it.
Well, and
That's
the silly part
just finish the story. That's it. Just finish it.
Yeah. And the silly part is when you think about the amount of money that Zach did make them with Man of Steel, with BVS, he said BVS alone with the physical sales gave him double the profits.
Yep. Because everybody wanted to see that extended cut too.
Exactly.
So I was invested in buying the fucking Blu-ray because you didn't give me the fucking story in the theater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but the issue also is
people.
the general audience doesn't give a shit about the numbers of physical sales. They
Well,
care about, the
the-
shills, the media care
the
about
media.
the box office.
Yeah.
But,
The box
but WB knew that they had an issue the day after BVS was released, because what did they do? They had to go and release that Steppenwolf scene because
Yeah.
too many people were asking questions, right?
Yep.
Right.
So they had to go and do that, and then they had to okay, guys, a longer cut is coming, blah, blah. But you ruin, like, I listen, I know some people love the theatrical version. I get it, Trey. You explained it earlier, and I hear you. But the thing is for that general audience, they really needed that extra 30 minutes for it to make sense to them.
Yes.
Okay? And
That's fair.
had WB not have been greedy and not have cut that out so that they could put more asses and more seats and more people in the seats and sell more fucking tickets, because that's what it all came down to, had they have kept those 30 minutes in, they would have had a much more coherent story for the general audience to digest and accept. And I'm telling you, if that had happened, we would have never had what had happened with Justice League.
Well, and you know what's so funny about it, because a lot of the things, and this is a problem with Hollywood, I think, as well. Granted, there is some truth to it. There is, when it comes to the business side of theaters and, you know, how long showings are and how many showings they can do. But really what we've seen is it really doesn't matter how long your movie is anymore, because look at what frickin' James Cameron did. He literally told the studios, they asked, Disney said, bro, you got to cut down Avatar 2. And you know what he said? I freaking built this studio with Titanic. I'll do what I want. He literally said that in his interview, that he's like, I told him, I was like, fuck off, I'm doing what I want. And gave us the 3-hour cut.
And what was the result?
Billions. Yep.
Almost
billion at the box office, billion in physical sales. Like, come on.
Yeah. So
and they're gonna do the Pandora theme on Disney World, I think.
Yeah, I think I heard something like that. Yeah. So I mean, it really doesn't matter about movie duration anymore. If the movie is good, people will stay, people will buy the tickets, and it just goes to show that Warner Brothers was a bunch of premature, immature idiots that didn't know what they were doing and had no faith in the process. And they really should have. Their expectations were unreasonable to be like, we need $1 billion for each freaking film. The fact that you were showing up with a brand new Superman film, you already made all the profit that you need to on that. It did a great number. $650 million. Holy shit. That's
and then you also factor in the Blu-ray sales, you factor in the DVD sales, you factor in all the merchandise. Merchandise, because that's the thing, bro. There for the last 10 years, it was Zack Snyder's Superman emblem on everyone's fucking shirts, bro.
Yeah.
I seen it with my own eyes. That was the Superman that our generation connected to.
Yes. And if I heard correctly, I think Zach also talked about the amount of product placement and sponsorships they got for Man of Steel covered the cost already.
That's why you saw
the one with PBS with the Turkish, the Turkish and the
but you saw Sears in the movie at the time. You saw, what was it, the pancake place, IHOP or something like that. Right? So all that product placement did help keep the budget down.
Yes,
you know,
which is insane. You know, like the fact that they were making pure profit on all these movies, and then you get something like Wonder Woman, which Gal Gadot at the time did not cost much to be in that film, and really neither,
because she wasn't a household name at the time. Yeah. Really, what did she have behind her? That was she had Fast and Furious, right?
And she was a small role, and they killed her off pretty quickly. Sorry for the spoiler alerts. You know, but the fact that movie did absolutely insane. And not only that, so many people regard that, Hollywood in general regards that first movie one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. You know, it's iconic to little girls especially. Yeah. And
just that no man's land scene, bro. Like as a fan of comic books, to see that scene play out in real life was fucking spectacular, man.
You didn't need to, and you know what was the best part? You could really feel Zach, his influence. Batman, just whatever, dude. At this point, just call yourself Batman.
Batman.
No movie thoughts.
Yeah. Batman, no thoughts.
No thoughts. Batman, no thoughts on movies I haven't seen. I love you, Batman.
But he has seen the Pooverse.
He did see the poop. Oh, but
You know what? Let's get Batman. All right, we're gonna give Batman a drop. Hold on. Let me keep going, and I'm gonna find a perfect drop for Batman. Go ahead, keep going. Finish your point, Trey.
Finish your point,
oh,
buddy.
sorry. You're right. God, now I got Pooh Bear stuck in my mind. I think just basically what we're saying is the Snyderverse was insanely successful, profitable. Just the fact that they just assumes that DC, well, this is the Trinity. They need to be breaking $1 billion everywhere. And it's like, that's unreasonable because even Marvel didn't do that with a lot of their characters. Hell, even the first Captain America movie was completely failed in the box office. It lost money, But
and it's funny because that was one of the points Rock had brought up when he was talking about Black Adam with the with everything he was trying to do. Because when you actually do take a look at the numbers that Black Adam did, it was like literally right there with Iron Man. So for what he was trying to do with rebooting the universe, it's funny that people still say, oh, it was a failure. It was a failure. And what I don't like is how people will connect Henry Cavill to that, thinking that people should have gone out to go see Black Adam just to go see 30 seconds of Henry Cavill that was already spoiled all over the internet the week prior. That's not a fair assessment, if you ask me. That's not a fair ask of the audience.
True. And I think the problem with that particular situation as well was DC and Warner Brothers created so much division within the fandom that it had to be all or nothing for a lot of people. It had to be the
black suit. It had to be the score. The Junkie XL. What, Junkie, is that his name? Junkie XL.
Tom
Hulkenberg, Man of Steel.
Yeah, it had to. They wanted his Superman theme, not the Donner theme. And I understand that sentiment because I was one of those people as well. Because
it felt like a cop out.
Yes, that's what it was. It's like you want us. You're asking the Snyderverse to go and support this, but you're not connecting it to the elements that make the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
And that was the fear. So I understand that fear. I understand why fans were reserved when it came to that. I totally get that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the drop for Batman, and we'll move to our final topic. Batman, I love you, buddy. But I'm roasting you tonight.
This is the last roastman. Who is this?
This is Flaming Dragon!
Oh, okay. Flaming Dragon. Fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! Now, I don't know what kind of pan-Pacific bullshit power play you're trying to pull here, but Asia Jack is my territory. So whatever you're thinking, you better think again. Otherwise, I'm going to have to head down there, and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're going to have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up!
That's awesome. I do want to say one more thing about the.
Go ahead. All right. Go ahead. And we'll wrap up the last time. Go ahead.
Yeah, he freaks me out, man. Batman, come on, bud. One thing that I do want to say, because I'd like to end on a positive with that Ayer cut truck. It's awesome that the fans supported it, and if anything, I hope that the executives and the suits there realize, holy shit, it's 8 years after the fact this movie came out, and there's people who still want to see the original cut, the Ayer cut, as a film even today. So that's the positives I hope that they see, not that we're trying to screw over everything that they have going on.
And that's the thing. We've said it on this podcast before, man. We're good with James Gunn's DCU coming out. Do your thing, but just don't ignore us, man. Don't neglect us. There's no reason for it. There is absolutely no reason. All you're doing is alienating the fan base.
If you give us what we want, we'll support DCU. honor the past so we can embrace the future.
The future. Yep.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And I said this before. I said it on Sill's channel way back when I used to go on his channel. Like, if they would give us this, I would support James Gunn. I might not like what he's showing us now. I don't want to see necrophilia and an old man. You know what? I'm not going to. But I would give it a chance. I would give it a chance. Meaning, if you were to give me the content that I want, I would buy the ticket and go watch your movie. I would give it a chance. I would critique it later because
the animosity wouldn't be there from having that rug pulled out from underneath us, which is what I was saying earlier, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I hear you, Phil.
Mm.